back to Ask Angelina, but before we get into today's episode, I want to remind you that if you like my podcast, please follow, rate, and share it with your friends and family. Before I begin this episode, I just want to give a short disclaimer. I'll be talking about the complex problem of Madagascar's gender inequality, but it is so important to remind you that Madagascar is not the only country struggling with this gender violence, nor is it the most extreme case. Every country, developed or developing, has women who suffer from gender inequality, issues that are very impactful to their society as a whole, even though it isn't immediately apparent. While a reference to Madagascar's social caste and culture subtly perpetuating these inequalities, you should not interpret their culture as the root of the issue. Gender inequality is always a multifaceted issue, and many other factors influence the social norm against women. Madagascar's culture is beautiful and diverse, and this podcast episode is not meant to slander or change your opinion of the Malagasy people. It's merely a case study of how gender inequality can manifest itself within developing countries, and how culture can play a role in influencing these ideas. I was looking at my viewership records the other day, and I noticed that some of my viewers are from Madagascar. So to whoever you guys are, thank you so much for listening. This podcast episode is dedicated to you. I realized that I don't know much about Madagascar, other than the penguin movie and the many lemurs that roam the island, but I decided to research it. The first thing I looked at was the status of gender equality there, and to my surprise, the issue was extremely complex. Now, before we go in depth about Madagascar's status on gender equality, I think it is very important to understand their societal culture. In Madagascar, with its incredibly lush rainforests, bustling cities with lively markets, and diverse population, there is a distinct core Malagasy cultural identity with many traditionalist beliefs. These beliefs still have a strong impact on their modern society. For instance, they once held a social caste dividing society into nobles, commoners, and slaves. But while Madagascar no longer legally recognizes this system, the effects of the social caste still linger, impacting people's socioeconomic status, roles, and additionally gender equality. While many of these traditionalist beliefs are vital to their cultural identity and should be maintained, they can still impede the progress of addressing many issues we face in modern society. In line with many of the traditional beliefs of the social caste, many Malagasy women are often assigned to lesser roles, blocked by the belief that men should take on the superior role within the public sphere. This causes less female representations within all aspects of society, which in turn causes a self-fulfilling prophecy where women are further discouraged from trying to take up leadership roles. This inequality is most evident in the workplace, with the World Bank observing 71.3% of women participating in a labor market compared to 82.4% for men. Malagasy women also have limited access to better quality jobs and earn on average 37% less than men, and this is often gatekept by social norms and access to education. This pattern of gender inequality is not only unique to Madagascar, as it's seen frequently in many eras of Western society and modern developing countries. Even within the private sphere, remnants of the social caste continue to hurt women. 41% of Malagasy women have experienced some sort of violence at the hands of an intimate partner, according to the UN. This violence results from the idea that men are superior within the public sphere, which materializes from within the private sphere. Many girls marry at young ages, with 38.8% of women being married at the age of 18. While these marriages are motivated by escaping poverty, it is also influenced by Madagascar's social norms, lack of aspirations, and systemic negative attitudes towards unmarried women, which is perpetuated by the historical social caste that has placed women as exclusive homemakers. Now, how can Madagascar solve this issue? For such a complex issue, there can never be a one-fits-all solution. However, after my research, I believe educating women is the first crucial step to help empower them to take up higher positions within the public sphere, which is constantly impacting how they are perceived and shifting the social norms towards gender equality. Malagasy women often face barriers to their education, with current social norms impeding their educational trajectories, like child marriages, domestic responsibilities, and poverty. This has resulted in a vast discrepancy in illiteracy rates between women and men, with the World Bank reporting 55.8% of adult women compared to 26.9% of adult men being illiterate within the Malagasy region of Zimbabwe. By improving access to education, women can take up better jobs within the labor market, subsequently improving their political representation by becoming active community members and changing the social norm regarding what a woman is capable of. It would also greatly reduce the rates of gender-based violence by both altering the notion of male superiority and changing household dynamics by giving women a different future. Many NGOs within Madagascar already aim to educate women in trade, with organizations like CamFed and the Industrial Malagasy sector providing education to women traditionally and within the labor market. Educating entire populations is undeniably a difficult challenge, especially with the limited resources. But it is so important if we hope to make progress in making the world a more equitable place. The blend of many different factors, from culture to education, perpetuating Madagascar's issue with gender equality changed what I knew about the issue, especially altering how I perceived it in the developed world. Madagascar shows that while it is important to maintain a traditionalist culture, it still needs to adapt to give way for more modern women to succeed. Changing the social norms around women shouldn't be accomplished by ripping everything else down, but by rather slowly adapting to the world's natural environment to include them in it, and consequently improving the lives of everyone else around them. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's episode about the complex problem of Madagascar's gender inequality. Don't forget to follow, rate, and share this podcast with your friends and family. See you next time. Bye!